The Wedding by Anton Pavlovich Chekhov. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Characters: Yevdokim Zakharovich Zhigalov, a retired civil servant.
Read by Todd.
Nastasya Timofeyevna, his wife.
Read by Capricia Page.
Dashenka, their daughter.
Read by Christine G.
Epaminond Maximovich Aplombov, Dashenka's bridegroom.
Read by Ali Kozerani.
Fyodor Yakovlevich Revunov-Karaulov, a retired captain.
Read by Peter Tucker.
Andrei Andreevich Nunin, an insurance agent.
Read by Marianne Spiegel.
Anna Martinovna Zmiyukina, a midwife, aged 30, in a brilliantly red dress.
Read by Libby Gone.
Ivan Mikhailovich Yat, a telegraphist.
Read by Nick Richmond.
Harlampy Spiridonovich Dymba, a Greek confectioner.
Read by Rapunzelina.
Dmitry Stepanovich Mozgovoy, a sailor of the Imperial Navy volunteer fleet.
Read by Mary Kay.
Groomsmen.
Read by Elizabeth Klett.
Gentlemen.
Read by Lambda.
Read by Anastasia Saloha. Waiters.
Read by Lucy Perry.
Etc. Narrator. Read by Anastasia Saloha. The scene is laid in one of the rooms of Andronov's restaurant. A brilliantly illuminated room. A large table laid for supper. Waiters in dress jackets are fussing around the table. An orchestra behind the scene is playing the music of the last figure of a quadrille. Anna Martinovna Zmiyukina, Yat, and a groomsman cross the stage.
No, no, no.
Yat, following her.
Have pity on us. Have pity.
No, no, no.
Groomsman, chasing them.
You can't go on like this. Where are you off to? What about the Grand Ronde? Grand Ronde, s'il vous plaît.
They all go off. Enter Nastasya Timofeyevna and Aplombov.
You had better be dancing than upsetting me with your speeches.
I'm not a Spinoza or anybody of that sort to go making figures of 8 with my legs. I am a serious man, and I have a character, and I see no amusement in empty pleasures. But it isn't just a matter of dances. You must excuse me, maman, but there's a good deal in your behavior which I'm unable to understand. For instance, in addition to objects of domestic importance, you promised also to give me, with your daughter, 2 lottery tickets. Where are they?
My head's aching a little. I expect it's on account of the weather. If only it thawed.
You won't get out of it like that. I only found out today that those tickets are in pawn. You must excuse me, maman, but it's only swindlers who behave like that. I'm not doing this out of egoisticism. I don't want your tickets, but on principle, and I don't allow myself to be done by anybody. I've made your daughter happy, and if you don't give me the tickets today, I'll make short work of her. I'm an honorable man.
Nastasya Timofeyevna looks round the table and counts up the covers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The cook asks if you would like the ices served with rum, Madeira, or by themselves.
With rum. And tell the manager that there's not enough wine. Tell him to prepare some more eau sauterne.
To Nastasya Timofeyevna.
You also promised and agreed that a general was to be here to supper. And where is he?
That isn't my fault, my dear.
Whose fault, then?
It's Andrei Andreevich's fault. Yesterday he came to see us and promised to bring a perfectly real general. I suppose he couldn't find one anywhere, or he'd have brought him. You think we don't mind? We'd begrudge our child nothing. A general, of course.
But there's more. Everybody, including yourself, maman, is aware of the fact that Yat, that telegraphist, was after Dashenka before I proposed to her. Why did you invite him? Surely you knew it would be unpleasant for me.
Oh, how can you? Epaminond Maximovich was married himself only the other day, and you've already tired me and Dashenka out with your talk. What will you be like in a year's time? You are horrid, really horrid.
Then you don't like to hear the truth? Aha! Oh, then behave honorably. I only want you to do one thing. Be honorable.
Couples dancing the grand rond come in at one door and out at the other end. The first couple are Dashenka with one of the groomsmen. The last are Yat and Zmiyukina. These two remain behind. Zhigalov and Dimba enter and go up to the table.
Promenade! Monsieur, promenade! Promenade!
The dancers have all left the scene. Yat to Zmiyukina.
Have pity, adorable Anna Martinovna.
Oh, what a man! I've already told you that I've no voice today.
I implore you to sing. Just one note. Have pity, just one note.
I'm tired of you.
Sits and fans herself.
No, you're simply heartless. To be so cruel, if I may express myself, and to have such a beautiful, beautiful voice. With such a voice, if you will forgive me using the word, you shouldn't be a midwife, but sing at concerts, at public gatherings. For example, how divinely you do that fioritura, that I loved you, love was vain then. Exquisite.
I loved you and may love again. Is that it?
That's it. Beautiful.
No, I've no voice today. There, wave this fan for me. It's hot.
To Aplombov.
Epaminondas Maximovich, why are you so melancholy? A bridegroom shouldn't be. Aren't you ashamed of yourself, you wretch? What are you so thoughtful about?
Marriage is a serious step. Everything must be considered from all sides thoroughly.
What beastly skeptics you all are! I feel quite suffocated with you all around. Give me atmosphere, do you hear? Give me atmosphere.
Sings a few notes.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Fan me, or I feel I shall have a heart attack in a minute. Tell me, please, why do I feel so suffocated?
It's because you're sweating.
Phoo, how vulgar you are! Don't dare use such words.
Beg pardon. Of course, you're used, if I may say so, to aristocratic society and...
Oh, leave me alone. Give me poetry, delight. Fan me, fan me.
Zhigalov to Dimba.
Let's have another, what?
They drink.
One can always drink. So long only, Harlampis Ferodonovitch, as one doesn't forget one's business. Drink and be merry. And if you can drink at someone else's expense, then why not drink? You can drink your health. And do you have tigers in Greece?
Yes.
And lions?
And lions too. In Russia there's nothing, and in Greece there's everything. My father and uncle and brothers, and here there's nothing.
And are there whales in Greece?
Yes, everything.
Nastasya Timofeevna to her husband.
What are they all eating and drinking like that for? It's time for everybody to sit down to supper. Don't keep on shoving your fork into the lobsters. They're for the general. He may come yet.
And are there lobsters in Greece?
Yes, there is everything.
And civil servants?
I can imagine what the atmosphere is like in Greece.
There must be a lot of swindling. The Greeks are just like the Armenians or gypsies. They sell you a sponge or a goldfish, and all the time they are looking out for a chance of getting something extra out of you. Let's have another, what?
What do you want to go on having another for? It's time everybody sat down to supper. It's past 11.
If it's time, then it's time. Ladies and gentlemen, please. Supper. Young people.
Dear visitors, please be seated.
Zmiyukina sitting down at the table.
Give me poetry. And he, the rebel, seeks the storm, as if the storm can give him peace. Give me a storm.
Yet aside.
Wonderful woman. I'm in love, up to my ears.
Enter Dashenka, Mozgovoi, groomsmen, various ladies and gentlemen, etc. They all noisily sit themselves at the table. There is a minute's pause while the band plays a march. Mozgovoi rising.
Ladies and gentlemen, I must tell you this. We are going to have a great many toasts and speeches. Don't let's wait, but begin at once. Ladies and gentlemen, the newly married.
The band plays a flourish. Cheers! Glasses are touched. Aplomov and Dashenka kiss each other.
Beautiful, beautiful. I must say, ladies and gentlemen, giving honor where it is due, that this room and the accommodation generally are splendid, excellent, wonderful. Only, there's one thing we haven't got. Electric light, if I may say so. Into every country, electric light has already been introduced. Only Russia lags behind.
Electricity. In my opinion, electric lighting is just a swindle. They put a live coal in and think you don't see them. No, if you want a light, then you don't take a coal, but something real, something special that you can get hold of. You must have a fire, you understand, which is natural, not just an invention.
If you'd ever seen an electric battery and how it's made up, you would think differently.
Don't want to see one. It's a swindle, a fraud on the public. They want to squeeze our last breath out of us. We know, then, these. And, young man, instead of defending a swindle, you would be much better occupied if you had another yourself, and poured out some for other people. Yes!
I entirely agree with you, Papa. Why start a learned discussion? I myself have no objection to talking about every possible scientific discovery, but this isn't the time for all that.
To Dashenka.
What do you think, ma chère?
They want to show how educated they are, and so they always talk about things we can't understand.
Thank God we've lived our time without being educated, and here we are marrying our third daughter to an honest man. And if you think we're uneducated, then what do you want to come here for? Go to your educated friends.
I, Natasya Timofeyevna, have always held your family in respect, and if I did start talking about electric lighting, it doesn't mean that I'm proud. I'll drink to show you. I've always sincerely wished Darya Evdokimovna a good husband. In these days, Natasya Timofeyevna, it is difficult to find a good husband. Nowadays, everybody is on the lookout for a marriage where there is profit, money.
That's a hint.
Yet courage failing.
I wasn't hinting at anything. Present company is always accepted. I was only in general... Please, everybody knows that you're marrying for love. The dowry is quite trifling.
No, it isn't trifling. You be careful what you say. Besides, 1,000 rubles of good money, we're giving 3 dresses, the bed, and all the furniture. You won't find another dowry like that in a hurry.
I didn't mean... The furniture's splendid, of course, and the dresses, but I never hinted at what they're getting offended at.
Don't you go making hints. We respect you on account of your parents, and we've invited you to the wedding. And here you go talking. If you knew that Epaminondas Maximovich was marrying for profit, why didn't you say so before? I brought her up. I fed her. I nursed her. I cared for her more than if she was an emerald jewel. My little girl.
And you go and believe him? Thank you so much. I'm very grateful to you.
To Yet.
And as for you, Mr. Yet, although you are acquainted with me, I shan't allow you to behave like this in another's house. Please get out of this.
What do you mean?
I want you to be as straightforward as I am. In short, please get out.
Band plays a flourish.
Leave
Sit
him alone.
down. Is it
Let
worth
him
it?
be.
Stop
Stop it now.
I don't understand. Please, I'll go. Only you first give me the 5 roubles which you borrowed from me last year on the strength of a pink waistcoat, if I may say so. Then I'll just have another drink and go. Only give me the money first.
Sit down.
That's enough.
Is it worth it? Just for such trifles?
The health of the bride's parents, Evdokim Zakharich and Nastasia Timofeevna.
Band plays a flourish. Cheers. Zhigalov bows in all directions in great emotion.
I thank you, dear guests. I am very grateful to you for not having forgotten, and for having conferred this honor upon us without being standoffish. And you must not think that I'm a rascal, or that I'm trying to swindle anybody. I am speaking from my heart, from the purity of my soul. I wouldn't deny anything to good people. We thank you very humbly.
Kisses. Dashenka to her mother.
Mamma, why are you crying? I'm so happy.
Maman is disturbed at your coming separation, but I should advise her rather to remember the last talk we had.
Don't cry, Natasya Timofeyevna. Just think. What are human tears anyway? Just petty psychiatry and nothing more.
And are there any red-haired men in Greece?
Yes, everything is there.
But you don't have our kinds of mushroom.
Yes, we've got them and everything.
Lampis Peronovich, it is your turn to speak. Ladies and gentlemen, a speech.
Oh, to Dimba.
Speak.
Your turn.
Your turn.
Why? I don't understand. What is it?
No, you can't refuse. It's your turn. Get up.
Dimba gets up confused.
I can't say what. There's Russia and there's Greece. There's people in Russia and people in Greece. And there's people swimming the sea in caravs, which means ships, and people on the land in railway trains. I understand. We are Greeks, and you are Russians, and I want nothing. I can tell you. There's Russia and there's Greece.
Enter Nunin.
Wait! Ladies and gentlemen, don't eat now. Wait, just 1 minute. Natasya Timofeyevna, just come here, if you don't mind.
Takes Nastasia Timofeevna aside, puffing.
Listen, the general's coming. I found one at last. I am simply worn out. A real general, a solid one, old, you know, aged perhaps 80 or even 90.
When is he coming?
This minute. You'll be grateful to me all your life.
Note: a few lines have been omitted. They refer to the general's rank and its civil equivalent in words for which the English language has no corresponding terms. The general is an ex-naval officer, a second-class captain.
You're not deceiving me, Andrei, darling.
Well, now, am I a swindler? You needn't worry.
One doesn't like to spend money for nothing, Andrei, darling.
Don't you worry. He's not a general, he's a dream. I said to him, "You've quite forgotten us, Your Excellency. It isn't kind of Your Excellency to forget your old friends. Natasya Timofeyevna," I said to him, "she's very annoyed with you about it."
Goes and sits at the table.
And he says to me, "But, my friend, how can I go when I don't know the bridegroom?" "Oh, nonsense, Your Excellency. Why stand on ceremony? The bridegroom," I said to him, "he's a fine fellow, very free and easy. He's a valuer," I said, "at the law courts. And don't you think, Your Excellency, that he's some rascal, some knave of hearts. Nowadays," I said to him, "even decent women are employed at the law courts." He slapped me on the shoulder. We smoked a Havana cigar each, and now he's coming. Wait a little, ladies and gentlemen. Don't eat.
When's he coming?
This minute. When I left him, he was already putting on his galoshes. Wait a little, ladies and gentlemen. Don't eat yet.
The band should be told to play a march.
Musicians, a march!
The band plays a march for a minute.
Mr. Ravenov, Karaulov.
Zhigalov, Nastasya Timofeevna and Nunin run to meet him. Enter Rivunov, Karaulov. Nastasya Timofeevna bowing.
Please come in, Your Excellency. So glad you've come.
Awfully. We, Your Excellency, aren't celebrities. We aren't important, but quite ordinary. But don't think on that account that there's any fraud. We put good people into the best place. We begrudge nothing. Please.
Awfully glad.
Let me introduce to you, Your Excellency, the bridegroom, Pamanod Maximiovich Aplombov, with his his newly married wife, Ivan Mikhailovich Yats, employed on the telegraph, a foreigner of Greek nationality, a confectioner by trade, Harlampy Spiridonovich Dimba, Osip Lukich Babamendebsky, and so on and so on. The rest are just trash. Sit down, Your Excellency.
Awfully. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to say 2 words to Andrei.
Takes Nunin aside.
I say, old man, I'm a little put out. Why do you call me Your Excellency? I'm not a general. I don't rank as the equivalent of a colonel, even.
I know. Only, Fyodor Yakovlevich, be a good man, and let us call you Your Excellency. The family here, you see, is patriarchal. It respects the aged. It likes rank.
Oh, if it's like that, very well.
Goes to the table.
Awfully.
Sit down, Your Excellency. Be so good as to have some of this, Your Excellency. Only forgive us for not being used to etiquette. We're plain people.
Rivunov not hearing.
What? Yes. Yes. In the old days, everybody used to live simply and was happy. In spite of my rank, I am a man who lives plainly. Today Andrei comes to me and asks me to come here to the wedding. How shall I go, I said, when I don't know them? It's not good manners. But he says they are good, simple, patriarchal people, glad to see anybody. Well, if that's the case, why not? Very glad to come. It's very dull for me at home by myself, and if my presence at a wedding can make anybody happy, then I'm delighted to be here.
Then that's sincere, is it, Your Excellency? I respect that. I'm a plain man myself, without any deception, and I respect others who are like that. Eat, Your Excellency.
Is it long since you retired, Your Excellency?
Eh? Yes, quite true. Yes. But excuse me, what is this? The fish is sour, and the bread is sour. I can't eat this.
Aplombov and Dashenka kiss each other.
Your health. Yes, in the old days everything was simple and everybody was glad. I love simplicity. I'm an old man. I retired in 1865. I'm 72. Yes, of course, in my younger days it was different, but...
Sees мозговой.
You there? A sailor, are you?
Yes, just so.
Aha, so. Yes. The Navy means hard work. There's a lot to think about and get a headache over. Every insignificant word has, so to speak, its special meaning. For instance, hoist the top sheets and mainsail. What's it mean? A sailor can tell, with almost mathematical precision.
The health of His Excellency, Fyodor Yakovlevich Revunov-Karolov.
Band plays a flourish. Cheers!
You, Your Excellency, have just expressed yourself on the subject of the hard work involved in a naval career. But is telegraphy any easier? Nowadays, Your Excellency, nobody is appointed to the telegraphs if he cannot read and write French and German. But the transmission of telegrams is the most difficult thing of all. Awfully difficult. Just listen.
Taps with his fork on the table like a telegraphic transmitter.
What does that mean?
It means, I honor you, Your Excellency, for your virtues. You think it's easy? Listen now.
Taps.
Louder, I can't hear.
That means, Madam, how happy I am to hold you in my embrace.
What madam are you talking about? Yes.
To мозговой.
Yes, if there's a headwind, you must, let's see, you must hoist your foretop halyards and topsail halyards. The order is, on the cross trees to the foretop halyards and topsail halyards. And at the same time, as the sails get loose, you take hold underneath of the foresail and foretopsail halyards, stays, and braces.
A groomsman rising.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, there are a great many orders to give. Furl the foretopsail and the foretop gallant sail. Well, what does that mean? It's very simple. It means that if the top and top gallant sails are lifting the halyards, they must level the foretop and foretop gallant halyards on the hoist, and at the same time the top gallant braces, as needed, are loosened according to the direction of the wind.
Fyodor Yakovlevich, Mademoiselle Seagull asks you to talk about something else. It's very dull for the guests who can't understand.
What? Who's dull?
To мозговой.
Young man, now, suppose the ship is lying by the wind on the starboard tack, under full sail, and you've got to bring her before the wind. What's the order? Well, first you whistle up above.
Fyodor Yakovlevich, that's enough. Eat something.
As soon as the men are on deck, you give the order, to your places. What a life! You give orders, and at the same time you've got to keep your eyes on the sailors, who run about like flashes of lightning and get the sails and braces right. And at last you can't restrain yourself, and you shout, "Good children!"
A groomsman, making haste to use the ensued pause to advantage.
On this occasion, so to speak, on the day on which we have met together to honor our dear...
Yes, you've got to remember all that. For instance, hoist the topsail halyards, lower the topsail gallants.
Why does he keep on interrupting? We shan't get through a single speech like that.
We are dull people, Your Excellency, and don't understand a word of all that. But if you were to tell us something appropriate...
I've already had supper, thank you. Did you say there was goose? Thanks, yes. I've remembered the old days. It's pleasant, young man. You sail on the sea, you have no worries. And do you remember the joy of tacking? Is there a sailor who doesn't glow at the memory of that manoeuvre? As soon as the word is given and the whistle blown and the crew begins to go up, it's as if an electric spark has run through them all. From the captain to the cabin boy, everybody's excited.
How dull, how dull.
General murmur. Revunov, who has not heard it properly.
Thank you, I've had supper. Everybody's ready and looks to the senior officer. He gives the command. Stand by, gallants and topsail braces on the starboard side, main and counter braces to port. Everything's done in a twinkling. Top sheets and jib sheets are pulled, taken to starboard. The ship takes the wind, and at last the sails fill out. The senior officer orders, to the braces, and himself keeps his eye on the mainsail, and when at last this sail is filling out, and the ship begins to turn, he yells at the top of his voice, "Let go the braces! Loosen the main halyards!" Everything flies about. There's a general confusion for a moment, and everything is done without an error. The ship has been tacked.
General, your manners! You ought to be ashamed of yourself at your age.
Did you say sausage? No, I haven't had any, thank you.
I say you ought to be ashamed of yourself at your age. General, your manners are awful.
Ladies and gentlemen, is it worth it? Really?
In the first place, I'm not a general, but a second-class naval captain, which, according to the table of precedence, corresponds to a lieutenant colonel.
If you're not a general, then what did you go and take our money for? We never paid you money to behave like that.
What money?
You know what money. You know you got 25 rubles from Andrei Andreevich.
Tunyunin.
And you look out, Andrei. I never asked you to hire a man like that.
There now. Let it drop. Is it worth it?
Paid? Hired? What is it?
Just let me ask you this. Did you receive 25 rubles from Andrei Andreevich?
What 25 rubles? That's what it is. Now I understand it all. How mean, how mean.
Did you take the money?
I haven't taken any money. Get away from me.
Leaves the table.
How mean, how low. To insult an old man, a sailor, an officer who has served long and faithfully. If you were decent people, I could call somebody out. But what can I do now? Where's the door? Which way do I go? Waiter, show me the way out. Waiter!
Going.
How mean! How low!
Exit.
Andrei, where are those 25 rubles?
Is it worth while bothering about such trifles? What does it matter? Everybody's happy here. And here you go. The health of the bride and bridegroom. A march. A march.
The band plays a march.
The health of the bride and bridegroom.
I'm suffocating. Give me atmosphere. I'm suffocating with you all round me.
Yet in a transport of delight.
My beauty! My beauty!
Uproar. A groomsman trying to shout everybody else down.
Ladies and gentlemen, on this occasion, if I may say so.
Curtain. End of The Wedding by Anton Pavlovich Chekhov.